some landscape fabric. Woohoo!
We know I don't do perfect stuff around here, no way.
Well, who did you have working back here?
I love being out here by myself.
Good morning. Welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. So this morning, y'all, we are out here. It's 7-something in the morning. I'm going to work pretty much all day. It is the day before Thanksgiving. My daughter did not have school, and so perfect timing, right? So we're gonna start working on this greenhouse. I'm super excited, y'all. I was looking around my backyard this morning and I was like, this is so wild that just about everything I was seeing on homesteading channels, like the big homesteading channels, I now have in my backyard. I'm so excited. I'm not gonna keep saying that, and I'm not gonna talk about this for a long time, but I would have never in my wildest dreams thought a lot of what is going on in my backyard is possible. So I'm just very excited, very humble, feeling very blessed this morning and ready to work. So let me show you, I had started working and I was like, oh, you should get your camera just so you can show the whole process. So right now I'm pulling all of the wood chips back. So if you remember, I put wood chips all over my backyard and I don't want to plant into wood chips. Wood chips can pull from the nitrogen in the soil as it breaks down. So I don't want to leave the wood chips down here now. I am still going to use these wood chips in the walkways in here, but right now I'm getting it pulled back. I am going to put down cardboard and cover that with compost, but it is good to know that the soil under here is really good. I may not pull the wood chips up where the citrus is right now, which is right here. I may not pull the wood chips up, and I may move those citrus plants closer to each other, maybe in a row of 3, so then I have more space. And one thing I have never done, I've literally never done, is like actually measured anything. I'm gonna measure my rows in here too. So I'm gonna set y'all up on a tripod, get the rest of these wood chips up, and I'm gonna put them in a gorilla cart because I'm gonna come back and put them in the walkways in here because I'm just gonna do rows. I think that would be a nice way to get started. And then in the spring, if I want to change something up, put garden beds in here, whatever I want to do, I could do that. But I just want to get started today, and I want this to be planted out hopefully today. Like I want to get all of this done today, y'all. So let me get this tripod and get to moving. By the way, if you're new here, this is a hobby greenhouse from Bootstrap Farmer. It is 10 by 12. And when we do our video Friday, which is going to be like the full tour of this, I will get into full detail, but today we work. By the way, it's like 60 degrees out here, like 61 degrees right now, and cloudy. In an effort to save my battery, because we're going to be out here all day, I'm going to go ahead, finish this part. I'll show you when I'm done, and we will move on to the next thing. Okay, y'all, so we got all of the wood chips out of here. I feel so much better now that we are about to start planting, but I am going to take a quick break. Let's see what time it is. Oh, and the wood chips, I decided I'm not gonna put them in the pathway. I'm gonna use landscape fabric only in the pathways. And the wood chips I used, it's 9:51. So we started at what, 7:12, it's 9:51 now, so I'm absolutely about to go take a break. But let me show you what I did with the wood chips, which I think is a much better use of the wood chips than what I was gonna do. Plus, I would have had way more wood chips than I needed for any walkways in that greenhouse. But let me show you. We needed it in the chicken area, y'all. So I just dumped it over here as I was raking it. I'm gonna let them move it around. I moved some of it around, but I'm gonna let them move it around. But this is really gonna help this winter. This was a good idea. Win-win, but can you see? It already really started breaking down. A lot of the fresh wood chips are on the bottom, but like, I think this was a great idea instead of trying to use them in the walkways in the greenhouse, because I have had landscape fabric for years now. Got it from Vivor, and it was a really big roll, and I used it over when I moved that greenhouse. It's all through the main garden, even though I covered that with wood chips. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But right now, I'm gonna go take a break. That's, like I said, it's 9:51, still early. I got plenty of time. It rained last night. It's supposed to rain some more today, but the good thing is this is a covered structure. But y'all, there was quite a bit of work, but it looks good in here. And I was able to get the creeping grass up. There was creeping grass all over here. Oh, these were down in the soil. As I was sticking the rake pitchfork down in the soil, I was finding these, y'all. So I got a good amount of those out. Oh, I moved these citrus trees around, and when it gets cold, I'll cover them with a frost blanket. Only thing that I'm covering with anything. So yeah, they'll be in here, and then I also cover them with a frost blanket. But they look good. This one still got a bunch of yellow leaves, but we'll see what happens. But y'all, we got that part done. So take a break, and I will see y'all in a bit. We're gonna come out here. Oh, I think I'm gonna forego my sitting area. I have seating areas. I think I'm gonna forego the seating area. I just wanna plant this. I want this to all be plants with a good amount of walkway so that I can get my stool and stuff in, but I just wanna plant it. I don't wanna sit in area. I do, but I don't. I want to use this to the best of my ability. All right, y'all. So we are back and it is 11:39. So I took a little bit of a break, but we're back now. And I do still want my seating space. So what I decided I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a 3 by 3 foot space over here to put a chair and a table. That's it. Like a small chair and a table. And I've already marked that out. So that's going to be the amount of space that I'm giving myself for seating. I do have some of these stakes. We used it when we put the greenhouse together, so it's going to be helpful in here. So we're going to do garden beds down here. I'm thinking we're going to do a 2 foot maybe right by the corner, just because I think I'm going to lay some landscape fabric on the corner to avoid, hopefully, weeds being able to get in here. And then I think I'm going to do a 4 foot in the middle, a 4 foot here, and a 2 foot over there. 4 foot wide and however long. So let me put you on the tripod. We're gonna do that together real quick. We're gonna start a little ways away from the edge of the greenhouse. And I know that's gonna take up a little bit of my space, but I just feel like it will save me in the long run. There was like 2 to 4 inches of wood chips in here, y'all. So we're gonna start there. We're gonna do 2 foot here, I think. Hold on, I gotta find 2 feet. Here we go. Y'all can't see nothing I'm doing. I'm so sorry. I got my back to the camera. So this will be 2 feet. So if I use the square foot gardening method, I could get 2 plants. So we like that idea. So that bed is gonna end up being 2 by 8, which means I could get 16 plants that need 1 foot of space. But if I am growing, let's say kohlrabi, I normally put 2 in 1 square foot. Beans, I think I put 9 in 1 square foot. So I'm gonna be able to get a good amount of plants into this one bed. So we love that for me. And I think I'm gonna leave a foot of space for the walkway. We'll see how that goes. All right, so let's put our stakes in. I'm just gonna eyeball this because y'all know how I do, but I could just measure it, right? I think I will, just to be safe. So this will be 1 bed. We're gonna go ahead, lay our cardboard down. I know a lot of people were telling me to put hardware cloth down. I don't want to buy nothing for this right now. I don't want to buy nothing. I just want to set it up. So if I have a problem with moles and voles, like I said, I could always come back in the spring. I don't want to buy nothing, and I want to get it set up really fast. So that's what we about to do. So the way no dig works is you just take a cardboard box and you lay it down. And this box is just about what I wanted. I think I measured from the inside. All right, this is 1 bed right here. And now we're gonna measure from this stake for a foot so we can have a foot of space in here for walking. Something I did not think about in my main garden, and now I can't get a wheelbarrow down it. Where did I put the thingy? This is the 1.5 feet, which means our next bed will start about right here, but up there. So I'm gonna measure from this one. So this will be a longer bed, which we love. This is literally the first time, y'all, I have ever actually planned out a space. And I don't want it to be right up on the plastic, just so that things maybe won't be touching the plastic. That's the reason why I'm doing that. This bed will be
Can take that out now. I just wanted to make sure I had the walking path in there. This bed will be 10 feet long. Nice. It'll be 2 by 10, which will give us a spot for what? 20 plants.
Nice. And we have a walkway where we're going to put some landscape fabric. Woo! We love it. I love this, y'all. So happy. All right, let's see here. I might have to move my citrus over a little bit to make sure this is a 2-foot wide bed, but we shall see. Let's check that. 2 feet.
Yeah, I might have to move them over a little bit, but that's okay. So that's all I'm doing as it relates to measuring. I'm gonna get everything measured out, get the boxes laid out, and then we're gonna start making our no-dig beds.
All right, we got everything laid out. This is more like a 3 by 7, just because this cardboard fit, and y'all know how I do. And then you have this one, which is a 2 by 10. Then you have this one, which is a 2 by 8. I'm about to lay the landscape fabric, and I know it would have been easier for me just to lay landscape fabric across the whole thing. I don't want landscape fabric under the beds. I want the landscape fabric in the walkways, and then I want to see how good my native soil is, because like over in the orchard area, things grow really well, and that is straight in the ground. So I don't want to put the landscape fabric under the beds. I just want it on the edges so we can avoid weeds popping up on the edges, but I just want it in the walkways. So with that being said, let's get this landscape fabric laid, y'all. Okay, so I had to take a quick break. My aunt came to get the collards. Do y'all know how proud I felt at her coming to get collards from my garden for Thanksgiving that my whole family is gonna be eating? I felt so proud. Crazy part is she didn't even take them all. I saved this whole middle bed for her. If y'all remember, I said I was saving that for Thanksgiving and so that we could eat. We still got collards left. Let me show you. So this was the bed. This was the Alabama blue. And the funny thing, she was like, ooh, them purple ones be good. So glad I planted so many Alabama blue. But we still have a whole bunch left, y'all. And she didn't even touch this bed. This is our cabbage collards. I don't know which one that is. And then back here we got the Georgia Southern. So yeah, like I feel like I definitely planted enough to share in the garden. I counted because someone asked me one day. In the garden, I have a total of 20 collard plants. And so yeah, that was enough to share for Thanksgiving for the family. And now I could come and harvest what's left and preserve it. Speaking of preserving, y'all, I did not show that video. We were getting this greenhouse up. Well, I didn't show that process, but I promise before this season is over, I'm absolutely gonna do a preservation video, but I just got it done as a way to not let it go bad. I will show it, I promise. But back to the greenhouse. We're about to lay down landscape fabric. So I'm going to set y'all up. It's hot in here now. The sun is out, it done got hot in here. So I'm gonna try to move through this kind of quickly because it done got warm, y'all.
So my plan here is to just roll it out and then I'm gonna stick it under the cardboard, whatever is left under the cardboard. So some of the bed will have landscape fabric under it, but I don't want all of the bed to have landscape fabric under it. And I could cut it, I don't want to. We getting into the I don't want to part of it, but I think it'll be fine. I take that back, y'all. When I went to get the scissors, I decided I am gonna cut it up so it only lays a little bit under the cardboard. I really don't want the landscape fabric under it, so we're gonna do what we set out to do. I'll cut it going the long way up as well, after we cut it long enough for the garden beds and the walkways. And I laid down some pavers right here because I thought it would be cute. I took the, what do you call those things? The citrus trees off of the pavers. I'm probably gonna put landscape fabric under them too. I'm going to now lay this under the cardboard so I know where to cut at. I need to cut about here. If some of it is under the cardboard, that's fine. And we get more use out of the landscape fabric too, doing it this way. I'm cool with that. Yeah, that fits in there pretty snugly. Then I'm just gonna go through with the landscape pins and pin it down. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but this is how I'm gonna do it. And it's not gonna be perfect, which we know I don't do perfect stuff around here no way, so it don't matter. I also gotta go take these sweatpants off. It's hot. I didn't know it was supposed to be this warm today. And when I lay the compost down, these rigid edges will be covered. I'm sure someone is noticing it. It's okay, y'all. All right, and so this piece already cut and can go down this row. Save myself a little bit of time. All right, love that for me. So I set y'all up on the tripod just so you can see what I'm doing. So, all right, we're gonna start pinning this down. Some of it may go under the box a little bit, and that's fine. Slide this under this paver. That's also a little bit of space we lost, but I'm okay with that. My phone is going, y'all. People are off of work, but I'm technically not. This my sister. Start pinning. And once we get all of the landscape fabric down and pinned, we're gonna wet the boxes. And then put our compost on it. Making sure I straighten it out. And I still may put wood chips in here or something, but for now, this will work for a walk-in space. And I'm just happy that I will have a walk-in space that is gonna be good enough for me to sit on too. And so, when we talk about starting a garden, doesn't have to cost much. It could be cardboard and bags of compost, and that is all. I am deciding to use the landscape fabric because I have the landscape fabric. But do you need it? Absolutely not, y'all. And do you have to do all that measuring I did? Also, absolutely not. I just wanted to because I wanted to have a nice setup in here. And if I decide to put raised beds in here, I basically already have the setup for it, and I can just buy beds the size of the no dig beds. That feels like that's probably one of those pavers that got covered. Good thing it's in the walkway. A mess. As my grandma, I'm going to. Well, who did you have working back here? Who's just covering papers, baby? With soil, you just throwing papers over soil? That probably didn't happen. It probably just happened over time, but my goodness. I purchased my home from my grandma, if you're new here. What, I don't know, 17, 18 years ago? They lived here, including my mom and my uncles. They lived here before. Like, my grandma lived in this house for a very long time, and she was ready to have less responsibilities. So I was like, oh, I'd like to buy it. And I knew it was well taken care of. My grandmother is very particular, and she kept her home taken care of. So I was like, perfect first home for me, which is clearly going to be my last home, because with the economy as it is, I ain't gonna be able to afford another home, which is fine. I like my house. Does it need some work? Yes. I'm just talking because we doing this, y'all. But does it need some work? Yes. Is it mine? Also yes. And I love the fact that I have it. And I know some people probably think, why don't you have your children helping you? I love being out here by myself. I love being able to step back and say, you did that, girl. So that's why these kids ain't out here helping me. My daughter would be out here complaining, baby. My son helped me this morning. He moved the compost over here closer. I told him, I said, my body is hurting. He said, is it something that you need me to do? And I was like, oh, if you could move that compost, that would be great. So he came out here and did that for me this morning. He absolutely helps when I need him. The little girl, she a little bit different, babe. And it's crazy because I started this for me and her to have something to do. And she was all right when it was one bed. When I started adding beds and adding stuff, she was like, this ain't what I signed up for. And she didn't. And that's fine. I'm about to go put some shorts on. I can tell you that. I hope y'all can see me because the sun is in my eyes when I look up. So right now, I have bok choy I could put in here, have kale I could put in here. I think there's collards planted somewhere where we have seedlings that I started in the green stalk. And that's what we're gonna plant in here today. And my plan is to plant it in here today. If not, first thing in the morning tomorrow, because tonight would be better. And right now the sun is out and it is hot in here. So we will be thinking about transplant shop, trying to plant it in the middle of the day. So we'll see, y'all, what we end up doing as it relates to planting right now. But right now, if you want to start a garden, you can find starts. And it also depends on where you are. You can still plant the cold hardy plants. And if there's starts, you're more apt to get a harvest from it. If you have starts, I'm in zone 7B in Virginia. And last year, I had the worst garden year for fall ever, right? I ended up leaving my job, if you are new here, one day in 2024, August the 20th of 2024. And by that time, my garden was already trash. And I still worked at it. I still, tried to grow, and I did get some harvest. So I know that you can plant a little bit later and still get a harvest in my area, that is. So I'm going to more than likely put put y'all in speed up mode and get this done so we can move on to the next thing that we need to do.
All right, I'm gonna finish this up like I did earlier, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, landscape fabric laid. I think I'm gonna go get some pavers. I didn't want to buy anything, but I do think I'm gonna go get some pavers, and I might even do it over here because then it'll like kind of even out the way that it looks. I might just go ahead and get some more pavers for the citrus trees too, but I don't know. Either way, we are ready to start these no dig beds, y'all. I'm excited. It is now 1:22, so we started at 7:12. It's 1:22. We about to put these garden beds in, y'all. I forgot to turn my mic on in that last little section, so sorry if you couldn't hear me. But the first thing I'm gonna do is wet all of this cardboard really well. Also, I did go put some shorts on, it's hot. All right, I'm gonna wet the cardboard up real good. So we did that. It's wet up pretty decently. And now we're just gonna start dropping the compost in here. I hope I have enough. If I don't, I'll have to go and buy some because I do want to have this planted out. But let's cross our fingers for me that I do. And this is not completely finished compost, so. And we have some plastic pieces in here, which I will also pull out. I also want to get my gloves. That is some wet compost, y'all. So over time, this cardboard is gonna decompose and we are technically gonna be planted in ground. I'm not worried about that. And I didn't take the paper off of it. When I feed my worm bins, I put shredded paper in there. And if it's fine for worm bins, then I think it's fine to leave on here. And also, it will break down. And you can put paper in compost. So I didn't leave any plastic on it, but these boxes didn't have plastic on them. If I do make no dig beds, I do try to remove the plastic if there's any on the boxes. This hair got to be put back up. That bun was taking me out earlier, but it's got to be put back up now. I think we'll have enough compost. As I work through the plant, if there's any plastic, I'll take it out. So probably go put your speed up mode and get this out here too. I am thankful that I composted at some point though, because I don't think I'm gonna have to buy any compost, but only time will tell as we lay this out. All right, and just like that, we are ready to plant. Now, I'm not gonna plant today. I wanna soak this compost really good so that it will also soak down into the cardboard, because when I plant, I'm just gonna plant into the compost. But over time, those roots are gonna wanna reach the soil. So we're gonna wet this up and then we're gonna end this video. But that's simple, y'all. If you don't gotta take wood chips out, that's simple. You can plant a garden. So just like that, we are ready to plant, y'all. I'm super excited. I'm going in the house for a little while, let this soak in a little bit. I'll clean up a little bit, and then I'm going to plant out probably later on this evening. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.